Hiya, welcome to another video. We're still locked down in the park. We can't really go to any good locations, but we are going to endeavour to keep making videos. Basically today we've got the Zino 1 out again, but a little bit different this time. We're going to try it with a Zino Pro Plus battery in it, which weirdly fits really well. It should give us extra battery life. Now we don't know if it's gonna crash out of the sky or anything like that, we don't know, but basically you can see that's a Zino Pro Plus battery there, basically, so you can see that I'm not making it up, but you know I wouldn't. Yeah, and there's a Zino 1. So basically I'm going to take off the gimbal cover. I'm going to give it a go basically. Right, so I thought I'd have to modify this. I saw it on someone else's YouTube channel that you could use this battery. I haven't seen any flights with it yet, but basically he said you had to cut it. It was QC Guy, I think, the channel that I saw, and basically he said you had to remove like a kind of tab inside the drone, but I've not found that to be the case. For me, it just slots straight in, clips in no problem. The clip all works as expected. So I'm going to try turning the drone on now. See if it's on. Is it on? It's hard to make out in this light what's going on here. Yeah, I heard that. It came on. Right, okay, we haven't got the landing pad today. Main reason is that it's a little bit windy, and we've only really got like things to weigh it down with, and we need to find something like, I don't know, some sort of paperweights or fishing weights or something to try and do it. Right, so what I'm going to do is hopefully this will connect now on the now that I powered that up. Hopefully it will connect. See if that happens. Yeah, starting to pick up. Right, so we should probably do a calibration, so let's just have a look. Try and remember. Yeah, so we want to do a calibration. Okay, got to bind to the current device. Always seems to ask that on this drone. Okay, let's do the calibration again. It's in the last menu. Okay, right, so it'll be on the screen. It asks you to turn it round. It gives you instructions, so it's pretty good. Right, and then it wants you to do it nose down that way, turn it like that. So we've got this battery in here. It's going to be very interesting to see if this battery does a good job or not. So I'll also do a horizontal calculation, I think, as well, just to make sure. So, well, let's actually, the system just initialized. Right, it says ready to fly. Let's do the horizontal calibration, because we just want to make sure do your calibrations before you start, basically. Okay, so now it'll reinitialize itself, and it's saying ready to fly, and the battery's showing up as full power, so 100%. I charged it with the normal Zino Pro Plus charger, all that. So I'm going to switch into video mode. I'm going to check that we're in 4K. It's actually remembered our settings, so that's pretty good. I'm surprised by that. Right, we'll start recording on the drone. Hopefully it will record. I might leave it for a few seconds. Reason being is, sometimes when you put an SD card in these, if you've not used it for a while, something else going on with the SD card, it can kind of stop recording. But I've only really seen that on the Zino 2 Plus, so this drone has been really bulletproof. I really like this original Zino. So right, I'm going to do a takeoff, and it's got a kind of cool Chinese accent. Right, so I don't think I can bring it up to the camera because I think it will probably be a bit too windy. See if I can drop the thing down. Oh, hang on, I'm just checking the gimbal. So as we can see, I just want to leave it hovering for a second, but basically it is all running. It is all running correctly. You know, it's working with the battery, so it's a bit of a windy day and they don't hold their position the best. I don't know if you can see that, but basically it all looks good to me. I just wanted to see if I could turn the gimbal up and down to make sure all that's working. Yeah, the gimbal's moving. They move very slowly on these drones, which I really like, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, it's got the Zino Pro Plus battery in. So let's take it up and let's see if we get a good situation. It's sort of spinning around in the air. Oh, I've got it slightly. I've got it on the. I have my thumb on the stick, kind of turning it around a bit. But basically, you know, it's using the Pro Plus battery here. So you know, we're going to have to sort of be a bit careful. We don't want to be too crazy with it because we don't know that it's definitely going to. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever tried this before. I know that people have, you know, suggested that it might be possible with modifying, but I haven't found that need to modify the craft, so I'm pretty happy so far. We're looking. Let's pick the camera. Is that, yeah, that picks the camera up. Sometimes they're reversed on these, but yeah, basically, it's all looking good, I think, and we are actually. Yeah, we're basically moving around, no problem. It is a windy day, but it's picking up the amount of GPS as it should be. Saying 87% battery at the moment. So let's just see how we get on. But what would happen with the previous Zino battery? Because it's only 3000 milliamp. That battery would basically, you know, you get it up there, you maybe do a few different things. You know, you maybe do a droney. I mean, not a droney because this hasn't got droney, but you might do like a little bit of flying around, and you might do a little bit of some of the you know, the kind of intelligent tracking features and what have you in there, and then that'd be it. Be time to go. I mean, basically, you probably get about 15 to 20 minutes out of the battery. So let's hope. You know, you'll notice on my Zino 1 videos that they're generally shorter videos. So. This should, in theory, this should basically give us a, you know, a good sort of, I know, it should get us like 20 odd minutes, I would say, out of this battery, because we're using the Zino Pro Plus battery. So it's good. I mean, I'm not sure I would buy a Zino 1 and then kind of buy a Pro Plus battery for it. But if you already have the Zino 1, and you feel like your battery power is not very good, then I think for around about, you know, 50 pounds, you can pick up, you know, I think it's between 40 and 60 pounds, you can pick up these Zino Pro Plus batteries. So that's pretty cool. One word of caution: if you have got a Zino Pro Plus or a Zino 2 Plus, you won't be able to use the batteries from the older drones in the newer drones. Oh, it's kind of blowing around a bit, but I reckon that's because of the, you know, we haven't got the controller pointed sort of towards the drone, that can often cause a problem. But yeah, basically, I quite like that. I think that's done all right, actually. I might.
Signal poor.
Oh.
Adjust the antenna.
Yeah. That's just it's just got a bad signal. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna basically get it to return home anyway. I want it to return home anyway. I just wanted to see if it would fly around and work okay with this sort of different battery. But you know, I mean, they do sort of warn you on the Hubsan sort of like marketing. Don't use, you know, the Zino Pro Plus battery in a Zino. Well, you know. Or it might be the other way around, but they warn you to say, oh, I'll burn the motherboard out. And I don't think that's the case. I mean, the voltages are the same, the milliamps are different. So I'm not an expert in batteries, but I mean, maybe someone can comment below. But I think the milliamps is more about how much the battery takes. So like if it's got 5,000, then that's how much charge it's got in it to kind of, you know, give out. And I think with the 3000s, you know, it's the same. It's got 3000 available, and so these are 5000 milliamp batteries, which is quite a big improvement over the Zino Pro which I think were again 3,000 milliamp batteries. So if you bought a Zino Pro and upgraded from a Zino 1, he only really got some more software features. I don't know if the drone was, I mean, I think the hardware is probably overall better, but the battery life didn't change at all. So these Zino Pro Plus batteries, they're quite a good, they're quite good. And I think if you had a Zino Pro, not a Pro Plus, I think you could use the Zino Pro Plus batteries in the Zino Pro, but you can't use the Zino Pro batteries and Zino Pro Plus because they've got some sort of chip in the battery, I think, that they're reading and saying, is that chip there? If it is, anyway, it's right above us and it's come back, so no problems with that. I'm not going to let it land. I'm just gonna have another go because I want to try out. We didn't try out the waypoint features last time on the Zino 1, so we're going to give that a go. Just to give you an idea that we can do stuff without it basically, running out of battery before we've even got round to doing things. So I want to cancel that because it's coming down fast. Right, so hang on, just bring it down. They do blow around a lot. I know it's a windy day, but they definitely blow around compared to the Fimi and the Mini 2 and the Air 2 even. They really blow around. So that is one concern I have with the Zinos. If you're a beginner, they blow around a lot. So, you've got to kind of be relatively good at piloting them. You've got to get used to, how they behave. So, you want to kind of keep them up higher, I think. And anyway, basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to take it up. Oh, hang on, take it up. Do it is, I mean, it's not windy. It's definitely windy. But Britain is windy practically every single day. That I can't remember a time in my lifetime that there hasn't been wind. I mean, I'm talking even in summer. So basically, you're going to have to deal with wind in the UK. That's just the way it is. Right. So I'm just gonna get it pointed towards the park again, and I might, yeah. So we want to go over the park again. And then what I want to do is I want to do the waypoints. So let's see if we can get into the features here, waypoint mode. And I really like the waypoints actually. So, it's quite a good sort of system for waypoints as opposed to like some of the other ones which are quite manual. So you can kind of draw, right, so you do draw and then you kind of say, right, I want you to go down here and then come round here, maybe back here. Right, so you can't do that. A bit too long. Well, you can keep it, I think. So I don't want it to go that far actually. Let's clear it. So that's good. You can clear all the waypoints really quickly. And then right, you can draw again. I just like this system. It's quite sort of good. Right, maybe that's a bit better. Okay, right, now the only issue which you can change in the settings is that you got to set the waypoint heights, and once again I've forgotten to do that. So you can set the default one. It will default to 30 meters. Yeah, so you have to kind of manually set them if you've forgotten to do that, which I have, but it's fine. We'll go in and set these. They're not too bad to do, but yes, you can set that if you want. The only shame here is I don't think, yeah, I can get to 5. It's not a bad user interface, and once again that drone is sat up there static. It's not we're not low on battery, yet it's just up there kind of doing what it's doing. So that's quite good, because that's proving, I think the Zino 1, we would have already at this point basically needed to come back. So right, we set all those waypoints now. You can submit to the drone, so you do retain and submit, and I think that starts it, does it? I don't know if that starts it. And you maybe click done actually, then you do done. Right, so now we can come out of that, go back into the screen, so you can tap on the map and then go back out. And now let's hope that it will go round the park. See if I can maybe bring the camera down a bit. I really like the smooth gimbal. It's really nice on this drone, isn't it? So you can pull the camera down, You know, I wonder how good the footage will be today, because it's quite a sort of a like kind of miserable day really. There was almost spits of rain in the air as well, so I'm not. It's not raining. It's not drizzly or anything like that. But it's there's the odd kind of bit of liquid in the air, I'd say. Right. So yeah, and you can move the gimbal around as you're doing stuff as well. But this drone is going around. It's using that battery, you know, from the Zino Pro Plus, and we're having no issues. There's no warnings. There's no errors. There's nothing. You know, everything worked. The calibration, the horizontal calibration, that's all working. So this is a really good, you know, if you've got a Zino 1 knocking around and you don't want to upgrade to the later version of the Zinos, and to be honest, I don't blame you, because I actually prefer this Zino over pretty much all of them. Although the Zino Pro Plus is fine, it works very similar to this, and you do get your droney and stuff like that with the Zino Pro Plus, and probably the Zino Pro. But anyway, this drone is flying around and it's using that Zino Pro Plus battery, and we are not seeing any kind of issues with it. We're not seeing it, you know, we're not seeing the battery depleting too quickly or anything like that. It's behaving, I would say, similar to how the Zino Pro Plus behaves. In fact, it should be better, because I would have thought that being a newer drone, the hardware on it's probably a little bit more thirsty, it's going to drink more of the power. So this to me feels like a drone that is using that battery perfectly fine. You know, and we took it out for a fly around, and we've come back and we've, you know, spent time playing with the waypoints. I just want to kind of give you an idea that you can spend time with this battery, and we should be plus 20 minutes on the battery. I'll probably bring it back before we're fully depleted on the battery, but I can assure you this is longer than we had the Zino 1. The Zino 1 was very much, you need to know what you're doing. The Zino 1 original battery, you need to know what you're doing before you send it up. You need to have a very clear idea about what you're going to do, because if you don't, you will run out of battery before you have a chance to get what you need to get. So, you know, it's not that the battery can do nothing, but you've got 15 minutes. So if you're doing waypoints, things like that, you want to be ready with, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'll send it off and do it. I'll get the footage and then I'll get it back again. You know, when we took it here and to Cleethorpes, we found that we got like near, you know, around 15 minutes out of the battery, and we were pushing the battery. I mean, the battery was down to like, you know, it was landing. It was like, no, I'm landing. It wasn't a case of, oh, it's at 20%, let's bring it home. It was a case of, oh, I'll try and eke some more out. Oh no, it's literally saying I am landing, which wouldn't be very good if you were out and about over there somewhere, would it? So yeah, basically, you know, it's just over there. But yeah, basically we don't want to have a situation where we are, in fact, I think it might have completed its waypoints actually. I think, oh no, hang on, what's he doing? No, it's still doing it. That's weird. It seemed to be sat somewhere for a little while there. So that's interesting. But you know, maybe I accidentally knocked up the time that it should sit somewhere. But basically, it is doing it. It is basically, this battery is working fine. And I was all ready to get the kind of box cutter out or the scalpel to remove the bit on the drone that the guy on the video said you need to remove, like the tab at the end and then the battery fits in. I've not found this. You know, this battery just went straight in, and the clip just clipped straight on. It's like it was designed for this battery. The only issue is that the battery's black and the Zino's white. So if you can live with the color difference, you know, it's not a big deal. But the battery was the battery's black and the Zino battery, normal Zino batteries are white. So I think there are Zino 1 models, like special editions, that were black anyway. Right, so it's basically doing okay just over there. So the waypoint mission's complete. I think we'll send it back to home, send it back now. So we can do the waypoint mode, okay. So yeah, that'll send it back to us. Sometimes that's just easier than piloting back yourself, really. So yeah, when we get it back, we'll see what else we can do, because basically we've still got battery. Now, I did not find that with the Zino 1 battery. I found that you would never, I don't think you would have got what I've got. I think you would have been struggling with this now. Right, so it's going to come back down. There, it's gone somewhere. Yeah, it's up there. It's fine. We know where it is. Yeah, and it's got 17 satellites. Everything's looking good to me. Everything looks normal. It's not looking like the drone isn't performing normally. So I would say that the battery life on this, the battery is just totally compatible. So don't believe the marketing stuff from Hubsan. They just want you to buy new batteries, I think. So, right, let's cancel the return. Yes.
Cancel return.
Yep. And you got the lovely Chinese lady telling you you've cancelled the return. Right, so maybe we could give it a go with some of the tracking features, because actually, we got a bit of time, so let's do some tracking now. You've got to have it above 5 meters to do the tracking. So let's go into following mode, active track. You can follow the GPS on the controller, the GPS from your phone, which is quite a good feature as well. Right, so it's basically, I'm going to move it back slightly. Move it back. Move it back slightly so I can get myself in shot. So it got me? Yeah, it has. Right, now it should follow me. I want to put it up a bit because I don't want it to be too slow. The only thing is, it's moving around a lot at the moment, and I don't know if that's to do with this battery. I think it's more to do with the wind, but I don't think it's behaving any differently to normal. So we've got it basically tracking us. Battery level only 40%. That's not too bad. I think we can safely ignore that warning. But look, it is moving around. It's tracking me. Pretty happy with that. So this battery is definitely performing better than the normal Zino 1 battery, because there is no way we'd have got this active tracking. I mean, when we did our video in Cleethorpes, it was literally like we got to the point where we tried to do a bit of active tracking after flying around doing, I think we might have done waypoints. I'm not sure if we did actually, but we were ready to do the active track, and it was like, oh no, you've run out of power. So you can clearly see now that that's not happened this time. So it is tracking me, it's going round, it's still recording. That's one good thing to keep looking at. Make sure you know if it's still recording. And the thing with the Zino 1, just watch its height, because there's things like railings around here, there's like fences around, and the Zino will go up and down a little bit. So watch the height a bit. Right, will it get me through the wall? I don't know if it has. I think it's lost me now. I think it's lost me. Yeah, it's lost me. Hang on, let's turn it slightly. Will it try and pick me back up? No, it basically, once it's lost you, it's lost you. It doesn't want to. Right, can it trap me from there? Hang on, let's go into active track. Oh no, that's not it. Hang on, come out of that. Active, following mode, follow me. Now, if I'd used the GPS one, it would have probably been okay. Video latency is too high, disabling function is recommended. Not sure what that means. Right, let's move it up a bit because it's a little bit close to the fence. Right, so it's now tracking me from the distance. You can push it forward as well, so you can sort of finesse your shot if you like. It's definitely trying to move around, you know, it's flying around. You just got to watch these Zinos with the height, because they don't have sensors. They don't have optical flow sensors. It's lost me. It got confused between the tripod and me, I think. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll try doing the tracking, but we'll do it to the GPS on my phone. Right, so altitude, distance is 11 meters. Right, let's hide that. It should follow your phone now. So basically, you know, where your controller is, your phone's connected to that. It should basically be interested in following that. Right, battery life 30%. Again, still going, no problems. Still going, yeah, don't know. Yeah, it's not really, it is tracking the device, but it's not, it has picked me up again now. It's not really it wasn't picking me up. I think that's the problem. It's like it's not, you know, with the active track, it kind of knows who you are. It knows that you're an object that it's got to look towards. I think with this, I think your GPS can be slightly off. And as you can see, look, it's kind of not, it's not really picking me up, is it? So even if you change the heading a little bit, it's not really, yeah, it's not really doing it, is it? Yeah, it's kind of swinging. And also, don't forget, no avoidance sensors on this drone, so you have to be very careful. So there's a big tree to the side of it, and it probably would drift into there. So, right, let's see if it can. So we fly it forward. The only thing with these Zinos is they do lose their height a little bit, I would definitely say. Right, so battery level's only 25%. Let's see if it'll still let me do it. Okay, right, so it's now tracking me again, and now it's active track again rather than GPS. I expected a little bit more of GPS, really. I thought the GPS would probably, it's definitely lost me again. It's lost me again. I think it needs to be closer to you. I think basically we're just a little bit too far away. Hang on. It's a very fast drone as well, and it can be a little bit imprecise, I'd say. You know, right, here we go. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit and forward, turn it more towards me. Right, now we'll do the active track. Yeah, it is a windy day. Battery level is below 23%, so it can't do it at that point. So I think what we'll do is we'll set it to return home now.
Return to
Now what
home.
it'll do with return to home is it should go up. Should go up and then come along, although I don't know if it is. Might not be set to a very high. Let's see where it actually gets to. Oh, there's a load of mud under me. Let's see where it gets to. I don't think, nah, it's landing quite far away from us actually. Oh, that's weird. Doesn't know it's landed. Hang on. It's finally worked it out. It's finally worked it out. Right. So I'm going to stop recording. But yeah, basically, right. So let me just bring it back to the camera. Yeah, so it's saying tilt angle. Yeah, that's because I'm holding it and I'm moving the camera around, and when you do that, it's confused. It doesn't understand why it's being tilted all over the place because you've got it in your hand, so you can kind of ignore those warnings. But yeah, we got the battery down to 23% there. Then it will stop. I'm guessing, yeah, guessing after 25%, it will stop kind of wanting to do some of the active track features. Maybe that's just too taxing on the hardware. But as you can see, look, there's still battery power. It's only really on yellow. And the Zino 1 battery, I just don't think we'd have got anywhere near that. There is no way we would have got anywhere close to that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, that's a pretty good result, I'd say. So yeah, I definitely think that that's definitely an option. If you've got a Zino 1 knocking around, or you can find one on a really good deal. I mean, we got this one from Banggood. It was like 165 quid with one battery. And I've seen the Zino Pro Plus batteries for about, I think they're between 40 and 60 pounds if you have a look online. Now, I don't know about Zino Pro batteries. I think Zino Pro Plus is probably the battery to get. I think the Zino Pro ones are the same pretty much as the Zino 1 batteries there. I think they're 3,000 milliamps. So there are alternative batteries at 4,200 milliamps that were designed for the Zino 1, I think. So it gives you a bit more power. But like I said, if you've got a Zino Pro Plus battery or you can get one cheap, I think it's definitely worth it. And if you get the Zino 1 cheap, it's a good combination, because if you know, I think the Zino Pro Plus, we paid $250 from Banggood. So, you know, it's almost £100 more expensive than the Zino. So I think if we could have got the battery quite cheap, we'd have made a saving overall getting a Zino 1. Not to say that the Zino 1 doesn't do less than the Zino Pro. The Zino Pro has things like droney, so it depends what you want. You know, they both don't have sensors, they both don't have optical flow, anything like that. They're pretty sort of basic drones, but they both have 4K 30. so they've got good filming quality. And so really the downside of the Zino 1 is the battery life and the lack of some of the features that the Zino Pro has. The Zino Pro Plus has the mega size battery and has most of the features. You know, it has all the kind of droney features, stuff like that. So I think I'd still tend towards getting a Zino Pro Plus, but if you've got a Zino 1 knocking around and you really, you know, you want to breathe some new life into it, you want it to last a bit longer, I don't think you can go wrong with a Zino Pro Plus battery, as we've just shown. So really happy with that, you know, and I hope that's useful to people. So thanks very much for watching. You know, I hope you can subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more videos. You know, please like the video if you like this, and there's a notifications bell if you want to be alerted for new videos. So thanks very much for watching that. Hope it was useful to you. You know, we'll see you again in the next one. Thanks very much.